to Delphi has begun. It's already been slightly a bit of an adventure for some reason. I lost track of time this morning. And I only just got to the bus station about 30 minutes before the bus leaves, but it all worked out. I hadn't even bought my ticket yet, but anyway, so I'm here. Let's go to Delphi. About an hour and a half in, we've made a stop in another village, and we have time to get off and go to the bathroom, and then there's a cafe if you want to get a snack. So it's good to know because we have about 40 more minutes to Delphi, and I was getting a little bit worried. But it's been easy. It's been really nice. It's an easy bus ride, and the bus is comfortable. It has Wi-Fi, and it's air conditioned a little bit. It's not hot though. I made it to Delphi. I've checked into my hotel. I had to do a little bit of work. That was a little bit of a disaster, but that's a story for another time. And tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go to the archaeological site. Tonight, I'm just going to relax and have dinner and listen to the cicadas because they are out in full force here in Delphi. And it rained on the bus ride up, only for like 10 minutes, but I haven't seen rain since like May. I'm eating this beautiful Cretan pasta with an amazing view. Though off in the distance is a little seaside village that you can see, and I believe that is Athena. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly actually, but I haven't been there. I have been to the next seaside village over, which is City, which you can't see from here because it's around the next little bend, but it's beautiful. And I think the sunset's gonna happen over there. It did rain, like I said earlier, so it's cooler now, finally. But the thing is, I don't think the sunset's going to be so great because of the clouds, but I'm going to take the clouds. Good morning from Delphi. I am now going to walk to the archaeological site. That's the one thing about coming by public bus, is that you can easily walk from the town of Delphi to the archaeological site. It's not that far, and there's a path the whole way, and it's easy, it's flat. It is along the road though, as you can see and hear, and it offers some stunning views. Let me show you. So here's the view along the path. It's very sunny because it's very early. I highly recommend going early as it just gets hotter here. Obviously only in the summer. If you come here in the winter, if you're going skiing, then it's probably fine to go any time of the day, but it's not even 9 o'clock. And even though there's a nice breeze, I can feel the heat is coming. And this is where you cross the road to go on the path to get into the museum that then takes you into the site. So my recommendation is to do the site first and then do the museum, so that way you can be inside when it starts to get hot. So if you're going to do the site first and the museum second, you need to bypass all of this and walk down this path to get to the entrance to the archaeological site. The ancient Greeks believed that Delphi was the center of the religious and spiritual world as well as the geographical world. And it's been inhabited since the Mycenaean era and has served many different purposes over time. Really great. Even though it's not that crowded, everybody seemed to arrive at the same time, so we're all stopping to read the signs at the same time, so it's taking a little longer to get through here than I expected. So I imagine in a normal year it would be really crowded to come. So you might want to consider, I don't know, getting a guide or getting an audio guide at least, just so you don't have to stand and read everything. I prefer to read everything, but that's just me. Oh, it doesn't say what it is, but just says please don't touch. But it's amazing. Look at that. Look at the detail. Stunning. This is the Temple of Apollo, and it has been rebuilt 3 times, the latest being 330 BC. It's huge. Obviously, it's been sort of destroyed over time, but you can see how big it is, especially when I walk around over on that side, which I'll do. But what's interesting is they can see all the different sites that were sort of here based on what they found over the years. And look at these. These are really interesting. You can actually see kind of where they slotted into each other, it looks like. I mean, there's no sign saying that. I'm just assuming that it does look like that's what it's meant for. So if you walk around this side over here, you can actually get a sense of how big it really was. Look at that. And the stones are huge. Can you imagine having to move those physically? And I don't know where they got them from. I mean, I know we're in the mountains, so it's possibly they just took them from the mountains, but still, it's quite a feat to move such large stones without any electricity. It's still one of these things that every time I come to an archaeological site amazes me. And of course, they have stunning view. I definitely say the Greeks have some of the best choices of views of all of the sites I've been to, plus all the places on the islands. It's just amazing to me. So I'm above the Temple of Apollo now, and you can see how large it is and how big the stones are. Kind of crazy how big it really is. And of course, the stunning view. Ah, here's the theater. It's amazing. Looks like it could seat quite a few people. Once you go past the theater, you need to keep walking up this path to go to the stadium. The path up to the stadium offers a great view of the theater and the Apollo temple and beyond. It's really a great spot for a photo. And you just keep walking. It's kind of a steep climb, so just be prepared. Don't worry, I'm in flip-flops. It's totally doable in horrible shoes. Stadium is quite large, and I imagine that what we can't see is there are more seats on this side. It would have been all the way down. Quite amazing. What's really interesting is, see, there's a stone over there that has kind of fallen out of place, and they're actually having to use a steel beam to support it. And we're living in the 21st century. So can you imagine moving that by hand? What a feat. It is quite a hike up here. I will not lie to you. It's hard. Okay, it's hard for me because I'm out of shape, but it's hard. It's quite steep. And now I have to go back down. Totally worth it though. More giant stones from somewhere, probably up on the mountain. They look like the color of the mountain. But look, they almost look like they've just molded together at this point after centuries of being stuck together. Sorry, I have a very unhappy child behind me. She's probably tired from walking up all the hill. I don't blame her. It's too bad you can't go inside. It's hard to see from the other end, but there is an arched entryway at the end where they would start the races from. And apparently it's only one of its kind in Greece. So it's too bad you can't get closer. I'd really like to see that. But I understand why you can't. The museum is amazing, and they have so many of the little tiny artifacts that they find at the sites. Alright, I didn't film too much in the museum because they kind of were giving me the side eye. So I will post pictures and talk about what I'm looking at, what you're seeing. This is the Ampholos. It is supposedly the stone that was dropped by the eagles that Zeus sent out, and it represents the center of the universe. This was my favorite artifact in the museum. This is the charioteer, and he is completely made of bronze. The next thing we're going to see is the Choros. They believe they were carved around 580 BC. However, they don't really know who they represent. I was out taking a walk around the town after dinner, and it's really cute. So I thought I'd go grab my camera and take you along and show you some of the cute things I've seen. I don't think it's showing in the video, but the sunset is pink. It's really pretty. I wish it was showing up in the video, but it's not. I found this old building that's intriguing me. I wish I knew what it was. Probably just stores, but it looks very cool. And then going up, well, I came down, but I'm gonna go up these stairs and show you what I found up on the next street. So this is the next street. Down here it's a little more residential, but a lot of the buildings are abandoned, or not abandoned, but maybe not being lived in right now. So it's super quiet. Keep in mind that Delphi, while there's the archaeological site that people come to, I think more people come in the winter to go ski rather than in the summer. My hotel is saying they are open year-round. Obviously not the last 2 years because of the thing, but they're hoping that they will be open this winter if we're allowed. Some cats are having a fight. Greek problems, cat fights. Look at this cute door. You guys know, if you follow my Instagram, I'm obsessed with doors. It is now time for me to go to bed. I wanted to come up to the roof deck outside the place where I had breakfast this morning because I wanted to show you the view at night. It's stunning, and it is so much cooler now that the sun's gone down. And that's where the sun set over there. You can still kind of see the sun behind the clouds fading away. And this is my cute hotel and the rest of the town. We'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. So I've come to the second part of the Delphi archaeological site. It's kind of below me, and I came very early because it got so hot yesterday. So it's not even 8 o'clock, and it feels really nice and cool right now. So I highly recommend coming as early as possible. Now, I did walk because I don't have a car. You can take the path that goes past the museum and the entrance to the archaeological site, and then you'll cross the road, and then there's a sidewalk the rest of the way. So it's easy to do on foot. Before you get to it, there's the Castalian Spring. So there's nothing in it right now, but I think that's because they might have diverted the water, because I can hear it over here. And it must just go down the mountain. There's another little fountain-y type thing over there. And down at the exit of the museum was a water fountain, and it was very cold, and I'm kind of thinking it's the spring water. The gymnasium section seemed to be closed. Both gates were locked, so I guess we're just going to see it from afar. But the gate for the temple, I think it is, was open. Now, it's quite treacherous to get down here. It's dirt. So I'm having to be careful. And I'm kind of in a rush because I have to get back on the bus at 11 o'clock. So we'll see how long I stay. I made it. It's really nice to be here, almost by myself. I think I saw 2 other people here. But it's nice and quiet. You hear all the nature, and the cicadas have stopped. I guess they love the heat, because that's when they're out. Wow, this is amazing. So it's actually the sanctuary of Athena Propriea. Probably saying that wrong, but that's the official name. So I'm assuming it is a place to worship the goddess Athena. I need to go read the sign. There's a sign up there. Oh, there's a sign over there. So let's go see what the explanation is. And then lots of other stones. Other buildings. I'm sure that part of the archaeological digs have just dug them up and they're not sure where they go. So they've just left them, which makes sense. All right. The Tholos. It doesn't really say what it's for. Actually, it says it is unknown. Probably associated with the cult of Mother Earth, the first divinity worshipped at the sanctuary. So the whole area is known as the sanctuary to Athena Propriea, but this particular thing is called the Tholos. Always read the signs. These ruins are actually the temple to the goddess Athena. And I believe it's Pronea, which means before, because it was built before the temple to Apollo. So that's very useful. The first building dates to the mid-7th century BC. Okay, so everything here in Delphi is like super ancient. I still can't believe that it's here and that they built all this. It always amazes me. That's going to be it from Delphi because the gates are still locked to the gymnasium part of the site, so I won't be going down there. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you subscribe so you can see all of my Greece content, and I'll see you guys in the next video.